Hey everyone, welcome to video 4. We left off with the concrete drying and us having some good times on the barge. In this video we're going to be going from the concrete foundation, the pillars, up to the first level of logs for the log walls. So quite a bit, but we're actually working with wood this time, which is pretty fun, and you're actually going to see something coming out of it. I hope you enjoy the video. So the concrete has now dried, and we had to put the pillars into the U brackets that were set into the drying concrete. The U brackets were put in so the wood does not touch the concrete, because concrete emits moisture and it would make the wood pillars rot over time. So the U bolts separate that and create a little airspace. We have put the pillars in, and Clayton is going to be cutting them to all the same height, which is pretty tricky when you don't have any survey equipment. So to cut all these pillars to the same height, usually people use a laser level, but we don't have one. So we are going to be using a water line, I guess it's called. It's called a water line.
Yep, it's a water line.
Yeah, so there's water in this line. I hold it up to the base of this, like top here. And then we try to make the level in the water, see right there, match exactly with that edge. And then Clayton has the other end of this hose, and he goes against a pillar over there and lines up that water level on this one to there, and that's where you are going to cut it. Here you can see us water lining, each with one end of the hose measuring up to the pillar.
Yeah, so we marked the posts yesterday, had them all up, and yeah, they all have a mark on them, like that. And that's the finish line of that post. There is the actual cut post that we measured all the lines off of. So I take each one down today and I'll be trimming them, make them all the height, and get ready for my beams over here.
So once those were in place, he then created the beams, which would go on top of the pillars. He created them by nailing together 4 2x10s, and he had to create 10 of them. So 2 for each side, and then 2 to go through the middle of the cabin. He then installed them on top of the pillars that we had just level lined. So what'd you do today?
Put in the joists.
What are the joists? Can you point to them? Okay. And they support the subfloor?
Subfloor is the next battle. And then logs.
So the cabin's gonna go on top of all of that. And then Clayton's gonna have a little man cave down here. And it's kind of actually look like a cave because it's all rocks.
A little rock garage.
Yeah. So it's starting to look like something. The wood's going up.
A lot of people put a lot of money in the cement in the garage. Mine's natural.
Subfloor is going on, so nailing down some plywood on top of the joists that Clayton installed yesterday and today. They are tongue and groove, so he has to notch these notches into here, or hit them into there. We have completed the subfloor. This is actually the first time we get a view from the front door. There was someone who is not excited about the subfloor as much as we were. We made it up to her by bringing her over to the south side for some wave action. Next step is setting up the first level of logs for the log walls. So you'll see how Clayton is doing this in the next couple of clips. Hey Clayton, what are you doing right now?
Just finishing up the markings so I can cut off the tip of this. So I'm going to use this piece here as my template for all my cuts.
What are you cutting right now?
I'm cutting a 16-foot log. This is our wall. 9 inches deep by 7.5 wide, so it's a 10 by 8 is what they call it. It's a large wall. One log is about 400 pounds, roughly. So yeah, a lot of struggling, but we got it up here. So as long as it stays together, which it should, and I can use that for my template when I notch up my corners instead of carrying these heavy logs around everywhere. So this is the first cut of the entire project with Logwise. This is the notch, just ready to pop out now. I just
How did you cut those slices in there?
a skill saw. I set the depth to all the same height, and then I use just a hatchet just to separate all the pieces, and then I can start taking them out. The way they wanted it done was to use a chainsaw and do this stuff, but I find by using a skill saw, you get a nice clean cut. So now with all these little pieces here, I just take my hatchet, I just sharp enough, I just kind of knock out the pieces, and they just kind of break off the joint. And when I get them down to a decent height, I take all these big pieces a little bit, and then once I get all these larger pieces off, I take my chisel and I just give it a little cleanup so it's all level. And then I do a quick sand, and then that's it. That's how the joints are. If this is the end of the other log that's going to come in, it's going to fit right inside here like that.
Oh, cool.
And then that's how you make your corner notches. I'm going to clean it out a bit more, but it'll be pretty much flush with each other like that when it's finished. And then this is the spot that comes out and hangs outside your building. We got 6 inches. I'll be trimming those later. And then, yeah, that's just how they sit. And then you spray foam, so it'll sit out a bit like that, and then for insulation you put some spray foam in there, and then it fills in the gaps. Nice.
Beautiful. Row of logs are now in. So here is where a door is going to go for the kitchen area, bathroom where Clayton's standing, back bedroom. And then the living room will be in this area here, along with the dining room. And then there's also going to be a wood stove. Well, the front door is going to be here. And then a wood stove is going to be over there. And when you walk in, there'll be a loft up here to add a bunch of square footage. By the end of the stage, Clayton, myself, and Chloe were pure worn out. But we still had such a far way to go. More adventures on the horizon.